Tell me about Hong Kong, because I know it's a city you love. You know, you spent a lot of time there, I think the last 6 or 8 years. What was it like watching the protesters fight back? And what's it like watching the mainland China almost take over that city? And then my last question is, would you have even stayed in Hong Kong 2 or 3 years ago thinking you could be safe from the Communist Party? Whereas today, maybe you feel like you can't be.
So the first is, I like Hong Kong very much. I like the mix of culture. I like people there. I enjoy the time I stay in Hong Kong. But what I say is, although people thought that is international bridge between China and the Western country, actually China government already influenced and gradually get the dominant in Hong Kong. It's like in my lab, WHO reference lab, people trust it because the top virologists in the world in this field, they are even foreigners, like Professor Matt Perez from Sri Lanka. So these people even don't speak in Chinese, so they should have their credibility and they should behave like the Western professional people in this field. But no, actually Chinese Communist Party control them. They work for them. They collaborate in the cover up and in even designing the virus. So these things happen in Hong Kong. So if you say how to comment about Hong Kong now, I can say the Hong Kong protest is just a very apparent example to show to Western country how rude the Chinese government can be. Although this is still just little bit to reflect their behavior, because they still try to pretend they were gentlemen in Hong Kong. But we already see since last year to now, so many of lies and many young people, innocent people passed away without any name left even. And the government, the policemen we trust very well before, they lie to the public and they interrupt the freedom of speech, they control the media, all these things. Basically this is the mirror to reflect mainland China in a mild way. So this is very pity. We should not allow this kind of things happen, because that is really not a normal society. People stay there. They will, if they are the people who understand freedom, they understand justice. It's very difficult for people to survive there. And can I again ask the last question? I forget. Sorry.
Oh, well, I was wondering if 3 years ago you would have stayed in Hong Kong because you would have felt safer there, as opposed to now that the Communist Party runs that city where you had to leave.
Back to 3 years ago, I never thought I would leave Hong Kong like this. Even back to last December, this January, even before mid-April, I didn't make decision to leave because I have my own life there. I like my work. I enjoy that challenge work in working with the emerging disease, virus. I was taking the infectious disease, the diploma from the top infectious disease doctor. That is a course for the medical doctors for further education. I have my good plan in Hong Kong for the future, but everything changed just because I suddenly get involved into this world of the truth of COVID-19. I never thought these things happen like this, because although I know the evilness, darkness of the government, but I cannot expect it happen like this. For example, in mid-January, the way I deliver the message out, the reason is to push the overseas, like the US expert or UK expert, to go to give pressure to Chinese government and go to do thorough investigation, hold the whole pandemic in control, under the control. I never thought they could make more lies. Like the second day when we deliver the message, they also submit the famous Nature paper from Batwoman Shi Zhengli to tell it RATG13 virus is the natural origin of this SARS-CoV-2 virus. So basically all these lies, they make one by one to make it larger and larger, cheat people. And that's the reason, after my effort working on revealing the truth, I have to escape. Without these things, I don't need to leave Hong Kong. I still want to go back to Hong Kong, but definitely not when Chinese Communist Party is still alive.